All right, let's talk about it. Why you didn't see the same signs that you hear amongst these platforms about how narcissists go about gaining supply, manipulating, and so forth, right? And the answer to that, the short answer is everybody's different. I'm different than you, you're different than the next person. We are all not the same as in supply, right? We don't have the same exact likes. We don't have the same exact fears. We don't have the same exact pet peeves and so forth and so on. The narcissists, again, why they can seem different from person to person, and this is a big one when people will find out or get wind of the narcissist that they were with now moved on to another supply, acting totally different, and the dynamics of how it's playing out is different. Everybody doesn't have the same threshold, right? So, given the fact that the narcissist customizes themselves to each individual different in a different manner, exclusively to garner and get their attention, to get their approval, their liking of them, right? They cannot be themselves every time. They just can't. If they're themselves, and I'm talking about mask fully off and just being who they are, 99.9% of the time they're going to lose that source of supply within the first week. So they have to generate a fictitious character that borrows certain aspects that they liked from past sources of supply. That's how it works. Every narcissist may not start off as just being mean, hateful, all these things that they're painted out to be. Most of this is very calculated manipulation on the narcissist's part to find out what it is that makes you tick, right? They have to get to know exactly who and what you are as a person, because that's what's going to allow them to really master that character that you cannot resist. Right? Some of you may be big on companionship where others of you aren't. So companionship is really not that big of a deal because you're always on the go anyway. Others, you may be a homebody. Right? So the difference is with the person that's on the go, the narcissist will mirror liking and enjoying that lifestyle initially. But the objective, they have to get them to move away from the lifestyle. This is what gives the narcissist a reference point of how good their manipulation and control is working. So if they can turn that outgoing, outdoor person into a homebody, they have visual evidence that what they're doing is working. If they can get that homebody to turn into a person that wants to get out more with them and do things and so forth, again, that's a reference point of showing the narcissist how effective their manipulation and control is over that new type of supply. It may not seem like a big thing. They're not going to forcibly do it. It's going to be gradually over a course of a period of time. So the person that's always outgoing and stuff, eventually they're going to start, after they find out that they've gotten that person to have feelings for them and care for them, and after that person has gotten used to the narcissist, and they form the connection, so to speak, the narcissist will start ridiculing and picking at them for always wanting to be out and about and going here and there. They're going to try to, paint the picture of them being flawed or off for wanting to do those things, making them feel that that's not normal, that's not natural, right? And because in this beginning stage where each partner, quote unquote, wants to have a healthy compromise, right? The individual may compromise and start being home more. The narcissist may come up with more suggestions and do stuff at home, video night, game night, anything to keep that outgoing person from living their in the state of where they were before them. Right? Again, it gives a narcissist a reference point of how well their control is working. Once they see that, the next level comes up. They start to, get them to buy into, isolation type of things where they're cutting off their friends and stuff like that. This is where the narcissist is now seeing that they are taking over this person's life and everything completely. A complete power trip. Narcissists love to have power over other individuals. And so that new source won't even see it coming half of the time, because all of this will be done in the name of love and wanting to get them to work, to be as close as possible and having a successful relationship with this narcissist is what they're gonna, use this under the disguise at least of, being healthy. Major mind games and manipulation tactics being played, brainwashing. The person may do it because the narcissist in this phase is going to be on their best behavior. They're not going to be showing a lot of things to make the new source doubt or be apprehensive about going along with this newfound plan that the narcissist is bringing about, to make their situation work better. And in actuality, as most of you know, if you've been in this position, by the time that person does give in, they do start not being as outgoing, and they do start pushing away friends, and they're not going to these gatherings and stuff because the narcissist is creating and coming up things for them to exclusively do along, excluding everyone else that person may have had in their circle, right? The narcissists, they won't do it initially. Again, they're not going to start putting doubt in people that you've been close with already. They know that's a bad move. But as the narcissist really grows on that person, it's been a few months now, and they've been, having a lot of time together. The narcissist starts to slowly see that person transforming to their agenda. And at that point, they know, I got them. I've changed them from what they used to be into what I wanted them to be into. They get off on that. You have to realize that narcissists really, really get off on changing a person or dismantling a person, breaking a person down. Right? They get off on it. It's a power trip for them. And as you know, narcissists are always fantasizing about unlimited power and success and all these things. So they really get off on that type of thing. So when you see it, I mean, you may have seen some friends and stuff that you've had and they just disappeared, especially if they got with someone. It's just like gradually they disassociated completely. They don't, even if you reach out to them, they don't really have the time or anything anymore. That's the agenda and the objective, right? So again, if you were one of those people who was, basically one of those who like to get out, that was their method of getting you. If you weren't, and you were the type of person that stayed home and they got you to be the opposite, that's how they got you. Everyone is going to work different. It's going to work different from each individual. So when you're on the outside looking in and you're stating and wondering, well, they didn't do that with me, or why are they doing this with them, but they didn't, because y'all are two different individuals. The narcissist will go off from what they're given from that particular source of supply. And they'll start to work on them from that point, from that aspect. They go to work on them from that point. So it's going to look different from person to person. I was just giving an example of an outgoing person being changed and molded to being that homebody person the narcissist want. Not that it necessarily means anything to the narcissist. They just want to see what their level of control is like over you. How powerful is their method of control and manipulation over you? That's what it's really about. That's what it really signifies more than anything. Because it allows them to know that they can do a lot more other things with you to convert you to other stuff as well. And that's what they want with that person. They want someone who they can totally mold and control. So everybody's going to have a different way. And some, it may last longer, given the fact that that person is a different person than you. But rest assured, even in this position, as you know, narcissists abuse power. They're going to abuse that power. And that person who they've gotten to buy into it is going to start seeing that abuse of power. And this is where things start to change. This is the start of the ending in a lot of ways, because the narcissist doesn't have a gauge to let off, to let up. It just gets worse and worse and worse. Their insatiability, they're insatiable, so they can't stop. Once they got you to do one thing, they just keep going and going and going and going and going until they burn that person into the ground. They just wear them out. And once that person's had enough, they're ready to move on. Again, everyone has a different threshold of when this will be enough or still not enough yet. Everyone's going to react and respond differently. So you can't just use it as a one size fit all, so to speak, with everybody. Anyway, that's all I have to say for this message. Make sure to hit the like, share, subscribe. Till next time, have a good one.